Hello, welcome to Waypoint Survival. Today, I want to show you how to make a real hobo hoe cake. Stay tuned. Hoe cakes have been around for a long time, at least as far back as the 1600s. And of course, there's different recipes, and they had things available to them then that we may not have available now, and vice versa. But I have a recipe that I got from one of my viewers. His username is Mike N. Thank you, Mike, for that. And I wanted to share that recipe with you, and I also wanted to show you how to make a traditional hoe cake. Now, the word hobo comes from ho boy, or the greeting that they would have back in the 1800s after the Civil War. When ho was considered a word, they would say ho as hello. So ho boy would be a greeting. And also, it's thought to possibly be two different words put together, which many Civil War veterans were riding the rails to go places. And so as they were riding the railroad, they would call themselves homeward bound. And so hobo came from homeward bound. So there's different thoughts as to where it came from. Nobody really knows exactly. But one thing is for sure, many of those early hobos carried their hoes with them. And they would travel from place to place, from farm to farm, looking for work. And so, of course, it would be easy, as the Roman soldiers did. They would carry their sticks with their sacks on the end. And this, of course, is just a handkerchief with some stuff in it. And yeah, I'm going to show you how to make a hoe cake. So let's get to that right now. The first thing you want to do, of course, when you get ready to make a hoe cake is make sure that your hoe is clean. Go ahead and wipe all the dirt and the mud off of it, and clean it up the best you can in a creek or a stream. Of course, the heat from the fire and the coals will purify it, so you don't really have to worry about bacteria. But you want to make sure that it's clean. And this one is, and I went ahead and made sure that it was nice and washed off, and then actually put a little bit of olive oil on it to help it keep from rusting, and because I don't want any machine oil on something that I'm going to be eating off of. So first we want to get out our hoe cake mix, and all this is 2 parts cornmeal, 1 part just add water pancake mix. And the reason you use that is because there's no gluten in the cornmeal, and so the gluten in the pancake mix helps it to hold together to make a proper cake. A couple of pinches of salt to taste, and then you need to add enough water to form some batter. One of the things that I like to carry is a small tin cup, and it is a measuring cup, so that's going to help us a lot, and we'll use that for our water. So we've got just a little over 1/3 of a cup of water, and get into the bag here, and we're going to get out some of our mix. Of course, I carry a tablespoon as well, and we're going to start putting it in there and stirring it around. I'll continue this process till I get it thick, and then I'll get back with you. And we've got that to about the right consistency, just making a good batter. And I want to take a nice spoonful of this. Now, I said I've already put some olive oil on here. Just take a nice big spoonful of it. And since this hoe is kind of a long hoe, we're going to make a longer shaped hoe cake. Alright, let's go put it on the fire. And we've got a nice hot bed of coals here, so we're just going to set our hoe right on top of it. And it's important, if you do this, that the hoe has a nice long piece of steel here, because you don't want to catch your handle on fire doing this. If you get tired of holding up the hoe and waiting for it to cook, just prop it up with a piece of wood. And it's looking pretty good. It's browned around the edges, and when we tap it, we can hear that it's nice and firm. So we're going to give it just a couple more minutes. When you go to turn the hoe cake, you want to work your way around the outside with your spoon and get it all loose, as I've already done here. And then you should be able to get up under it and flip it over. Now, one part of my fire was a little hotter than the other, so I've got a little bit of a burnt spot here, but the rest of it is nice and golden brown. This is going to take a little bit of work for you to figure that out. It's not black, it's just a really dark brown. Still good enough to eat. Alright, so here it is, and it's nicely cooked. Now, a couple tips for you. Make sure that you do oil the hoe really well, and make sure that it's thoroughly cooked before you try to flip it. I ruined the first one that I did because I flipped it too soon, or I tried to, and it crumbled on me. Alright, let's see how this thing tastes. Pretty good. Would taste a lot better with some butter and some maple syrup, which of course was a traditional way to eat these. But it's pretty good like it is, although it could definitely, like I said, use a little bit of sweetness and butter. I hope you enjoyed this video, and this is kind of something fun you can do. You can also use a shovel or other things like that, but it's kind of a neat old-fashioned trick. Something that the hobos did. Another tool for the toolbox. This is James Bender for Waypoint Survival. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also make sure and check out the links in the description box below. And while you're down there, you'll also find our waypointsurvival.com link. And this is where you can sign up to take great survival and bushcraft training classes here at our beautiful facility in Southern Ohio. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. And when you do subscribe, make sure and press that bell button so that you can stay notified of all of our upcoming videos, and we'll talk to you next time.